Hello, and welcome to the Janz Report. My name is Austin. If you like the content on this channel and want to be notified when I upload a new video, hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. With that, I will get started on today's topic. Do millennials support a communist-style government? In a recent episode of Bill Maher, he cited a poll that said 36% of millennials support the idea that the United States should have a communist-style government. Now, you might be asking yourself, what might the cause of this way of thinking that 36% of millennials think that a communist government would be a good idea? There are two arguments that could be made about this. One is that communism was not taught properly in school. That would show the dark side of communism, which I will cover in a later video. The other argument is that we are seeing a repeat of what helped usher in communism in Europe in the first place, a dissatisfaction around wealth being spread evenly. In the United States, there is a growing gap between the rich and the poor that continues to grow each year, causing unrest in the middle class. This gap has had some people call for action to raise the minimum wage in the United States from $7.50 to $15. So it is unlikely that this issue by itself is the main reason that millennials would push for a communist government. On the education side of the spectrum, communism is not taught significantly in schools, as it is rare that you will learn about some of the key figures that helped shape communism. These figures, of course, were Vladimir Lenin, Joseph Stalin, and others who would commit atrocities against their own people during various time periods. To give you an example of how communism has been taught in school, a report published in the Calgary Herald claimed that a student who was taking a class heard from his teacher that he thought communism was a terrific idea. This is further backed up by another report that was talked about in the Catholic Journal, that students do not even learn about the dark sides of communism. It is clear that this push towards communism, which can be seen today, is more from a lack of education than from a growing social order. Just look at the Liberal government in Canada, which has been going towards more government regulation, a key feature in a communist state where the government controls everyday life. Just look at Bill C-10, which the Liberals are about to introduce, despite being warned by Google and the public that if introduced and not properly amended, could be used by future governments to erode free speech, which social media allows you to display if you want to. I think without educating people on the dark side of communism, we risk history repeating itself, where a new communist dictator could arise and attack their own citizens. I also think in order to correct the problem, that communism needs to be taught in our schools from an eligible age. And I also think that students need to learn about the dark side of communism, learning about some of these key figures who committed atrocities and economics that communism still affects some nations today. Now, to end this on a happy note, instead of doom and gloom, I have a funny picture to show you before this video ends. A dog who has a serious attitude issue and is not afraid to show it while wearing a hoodie over his head. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next Janz Report, which I hinted at early on would be about the dark side of communism.